Sandeep, can you confirm if my voice and my video are clear? Thank you.
We're good.
Hello and welcome to the Inner Child Healing Masterclass. I commend you all for making the time to be here today, especially since for some of you, it's an important festival today. So, before I explain to you what is inner child healing, let me just start the recording. So, before I explain to you what is inner child healing, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you what has been my journey for a simple reason that even before I tell you what we are going to do, you need to know very clearly why is it that you would even try to do it. So, when I was 19 years old, I was diagnosed with a disease, an ailment called ankylosing spondylitis. Okay, just a minute before I continue with that, I wanted to explain the protocol as well, because some of you might be typing, etc., in the feed. So, first and foremost, the session is going to be in English. I'm not going to be able to speak in other languages due to the international nature of the audience. I'm sorry for that. The focus of the session is going to be completely on the group process. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, if you have any questions, don't put it in the Q&A or the chat box. Write it down in your notepad or your journal. And once the sessions are complete, if your question is not answered through the classes and it is a burning question, then by all means, please ask me the question personally on WhatsApp on our support number. We will take it there rather than the Zoom group sessions, because the question might be out of context for the rest of the group. Other than that, these days, the WhatsApp AI sometimes automatically blocks some groups. So what we've done for that is we've created an emergency access link, which is like an alternative link where you can access where you can access.
Shit is going YouTube live. We're full on Zoom.
Yeah, that is okay. But these people are already here, right? Most of them who are on Zoom, so I'm not mentioning that. So I'm sharing the emergency access link. I didn't want to confuse them with the YouTube story. So I'm going to share an emergency access link. In case it says WhatsApp group no longer available, WhatsApp group full, something like that. Please don't quit. If it says full, you can't join. Some of you could not. But if it says WhatsApp group no longer available, please know that we have not deleted the group. WhatsApp sometimes automatically blocks it. And after we speak to WhatsApp and tell it that, hey, look, this is what it is. We're just doing a class, nothing else. They unblock it within a few hours. But what happens is, if you leave before they unblock it, then you will lose access to the group. Okay. And suppose if it's blocked just before the session, then you may not be able to attend, which is why we have this alternate link. I'm just going to put it in the Zoom chat. And I want you to copy that link down. So if our WhatsApp group is inaccessible at any point, you can if we have any information we want to give you, which we are not able to give through WhatsApp, we will update it here. Okay, I'm just going to share it now. Sandeep,
Yes. Do you want me to give the link?
no, I have put the link in the Zoom chat.
Sure.
Please put it in the comments on the YouTube live also.
I'll
Okay.
do that.
Yeah. Great. Sandeep?
Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. No. Your speaker is, I think,
You
echoing
want
with my voice. Please don't switch it on there. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. So now I was telling you my story, back to it. I was 19 years old. I was diagnosed with this disease called ankylosing spondylitis. I was in an internship at that point. Okay. And I was able to go to it for 3 days. And after that, what happened was I just said, I cannot do this anymore. I went to the doctor. I told the doctor, hey, I am really young and I have a great career ahead of me. Please tell me what I can do to get rid of all this pain and nonsense, because this is just not me. Okay. Hmm. And the doctor told me, Kshitish, the way you're thinking is not going to take you very far ahead. He said, rather than thinking, how can I use my body to get what I want? You think in terms of what will happen if you push your body this way. Because most people with this disease have a difficult life. I was really shaken up. So at that point, if I had to get up from bed, I used to have to take the help of my grandmother. And whenever I used to meet people, they used to say, what has happened to your leg, Kshitij? Every time those looks of pity, not uh, knowingly, unknowingly. I'm not saying they intended anything bad, but it keep hitting me because it made me feel as if I were handicapped. And that was where I was. My career, which was stellar career, corporate career, which was ahead of me, gone into the dust, into the wind, whatever you want to call it, because I could not sit, do a simple thing like sitting all day. My health. So I was not from a very rich family, and the kind of quality inheritance or whatever we had was used for my education. My health had completely gone for a toss. Okay. And as far as my relationships were concerned, I just didn't want to meet people because it was very embarrassing. Now, fast forward that a decade and a half. Today, I'm trained as a coach in a healing martial art. Now, just imagine that someone who could not walk properly, needed help to get up from bed, is trained as a coach in a healing martial art. It's not unusual for me to get messages from my clients saying, Kshitij, today my husband gifted me a sari. I don't remember when he has done that in the last 5 years. I really don't remember. And it has happened immediately after your session. And I really don't know how this shift happened, but it is a miracle. Well, I was not surprised at all because I knew clearly what was happening. Last but not the least, when it came to money, I was at a point a few years ago where I was in a place of I really don't know if I'm in the right on the right track. Will I be able to do something good? Am I completely making an error? And in March 2024, when I look at my revenue that I just filed, it was 100 times of my revenue in 2019. Not 100%, 100 times. Now, if someone told me this were possible, I would say they were bullshitting me. But you know what? This happened to me. And the reason I'm telling you this is not for you to understand that I have done something. The reason I am telling you this is because I want you to know that you can do it too. Now, how many of you feel absolutely excited after hearing that? Type me in the chat box if hearing this excites you. Marvelous. So now, let me tell you, let's go into inner child healing. It was important for me to tell you this because otherwise you would not know why you can do it and what is possible through working on yourself. So now let me tell you what exactly is inner child healing. Let me go into that now. Before that, let me just show you what technically is inner child healing. So if you look at this definition, I am pretty sure it's not very, very clear what it is. So they say it is the inner child is a metaphoric representation of your locked emotions at an early age. Wow. Very, very specific, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So let me give you an example what it means. Now, suppose there is a little girl, say around 3, 4 years old. Something happens and she either shouts or laughs loudly. Suddenly, her father or her mother they tell her, girls don't cry. Oh, I'm sorry. Girls don't laugh and girls don't shout, and they are supposed to behave in a particular way. You know what will happen? Yeah, girls can cry, but they are not supposed to laugh like this. They're not supposed to shout like this. You're supposed to be well behaved. You're supposed to act like a lady. Mind you, this is a 3 or 4 year old being told all this. You know what? It will not be surprising at all if this little girl grows up and has a lot of problems with relationships. If she has issues with blood pressure, we'll understand why I said that a couple of days later as we do the course. Let me give you another example. Suppose if there's a boy now, he breaks a vase, little boy, okay? Not like 15-year-old boy, like a 2 or 3 year old boy, 3 or 4 year old boy. He breaks a vase. And now his mother, instead of comforting him, gives him a tight slap and says, "What nonsense have you done? You wasted so much money." Or she just hits him, and she doesn't talk about money, but she still hits him instead of comforting him or saying it's okay. Now this boy starts crying. Now his mother tells him, "Men don't cry." You know what? This little boy, his childhood might pretty much get over much sooner than people think it will. Yes, he will stop crying, and he will have problems with relationships. There will be times when people will say he doesn't connect with people at all. And why should this little guy, or even if he's grown up, why should he even care about people? Because people have failed. So now what has happened here is part of your consciousness, a part of you gets frozen or stuck in time because those emotions are stuck. It creates problems in your relationships, in your health, and pretty much any aspect of your life. Okay, that's what it can do. So I'm going to show you some questions. You don't need to write the answers to them. Just see if you get any yeses as you read these questions or as I read them out to you. Just make a note in your mind. Okay. Do you feel left out? Or do you feel like somebody is just going to leave you? Or you hate being alone? Or you attract emotionally unavailable people? If the answer is yes, just make a note of it. Are you afraid of being hurt all the time? Need lots of validation? You either don't feel safe or you keep attracting people who don't make you feel safe. You feel very sorry for yourself often. You don't like to ask for things. You use guilt to manipulate people, afraid of setting boundaries. Or you attract people in your life who keep making you feel guilty. You struggle to let things go. It's almost impossible to say no. Vulnerability is something you can never think about. You can't open up to anyone, but it's very difficult. Or you attract people who do not appreciate you often. Now, you may think these are just some things that happen because of your behavior or something, but you know what? It is none of those things. What has happened is these are deep, deep rooted inner child wounds. So, what happens is, so for example, somebody who has an abandonment wound, okay, is codependent, hates being alone. But what is this abandonment wound? Let me give you an example. Suppose a little child, or when you were a child, if that happened to you were just happily in your mother's arms, having your mother's milk, growing up. Now, suddenly, what happened? Your mother's friend came, or there was a phone call, and your mother, because she was talking, she, for some time, just put you aside. And you felt as if, so you were waiting for the food, for the milk, but it didn't come at the right time. That is enough to make a child feel abandoned. And this is all happening at such a tender age that it might go deep into the psyche. So actually, no abandonment has happened, but it can very much trickle into the psyche that way. And this is what the symptoms And the effects of it are you hate being alone, fear that people will leave you, not attracting emotionally unavailable people. This is an abandonment. Guilt wound, feeling sorry for oneself, using guilt to manipulate. Boundaries are always crossed by others, or you feel as if you set boundaries, the relationship will just break. Trust wound is like you just find ways not to trust people. You always see the wrong thing. You don't feel safe. And you know why you don't feel safe? Because you do actually attract the wrong people. People are not bad, but the people you attract will be bad because of a certain thing that is happening in your aura. Neglect wound, low self worth. I just can't say no. I will get angry and burst at the wrong people, like my children. I just can't let things go. I'm afraid to open up to anyone because I feel that they will not respect me and be insensitive or do something much worse. Or I just feel as if I'm not seen by people, I don't belong, etc. This is a neglect. Now, how many of you are feeling like, oh my God, I have been unaware of so much? And how many of you are learning really, really important things about yourselves? Type me in the chat box if this has really enlightened. See, I want to tell you something. All of us will have these wounds to some extent or the other. The reason I'm talking about them is not to tell you that things are wrong with you. Remember? Because I have to do that. If I'm going to help you heal, I have to tell you what could be. You can identify yourself wrong. I wouldn't say wrong with you, but what is off? Well, you definitely can change it. Okay. Now, let me give you an example of what can happen. Let's say someone, when they were a little child, they had a mother who was critical and unapproving. Okay. Maybe passive aggressive. Now, what happens is this person, as they grow up, they have a loud inner critic and they are afraid of judgment. They lack confidence. This is very normal because that's the voice of the mother continuously inside. You know what can happen if this is the case? Such a person will be afraid of judgment and be not able to take risks in business. They won't be able to open their heart to someone else because they will feel it will be broken. They will attract abuse. Now, this is where I want you to understand. An inner child wound is not something that happened in childhood. First of all, it can happen anytime. It is also not a bad past. It is something that is showing up right now in your health, wealth, or relationships. Because this connection to your parents, like the connection to the mother, defines and determines everything that happens with feminine energy in your life. What is feminine energy? Tenderness, love. How safe do you feel in the body? Not safety with respect to money, that's a different aspect. How safe do you feel in your body? Do you connect with people? If the whole connection to the feminine energy is shaken, obviously it is no surprise if everything in life feels as if it's shaken. And this is possible even if it was not a mother who was abusive. I gave you an example, right? How easy it is for a child to feel abandoned. Or it could be a father also. Father was not approving, not affectionate. This person, just to survive, becomes what others call a people pleaser. Okay? But what happens due to this? They feel that if I am good to people, people will be good to me. But you know what happens in relationships due to this? People feel they are not authentic because these people just say whatever. They're very easy to push around. And they are also seen as people who don't speak their mind. So they are seen as dishonest as well. So you know who will have them? People who want yes men. Bosses who just want others to say yes. Only they will have such people. There's nothing wrong. So they are wanting to please people because if I treat people well, they'll treat me well. But what happens is their self-concept is so shaken that they will also do things that at a point brings down their self-esteem, their values, their boundaries. Everything gets shaken because of this. Okay. So we will be learning more about feminine energy wounds, how to heal them tomorrow. Masculine energy wounds we'll be learning about on day after. Okay. So let me just explain to you the flow of the sessions, how it's going to be. I think I forgot to mention that. So today we are just spending some time understanding what is an inner child, what is inner child healing. Tomorrow, our focus is going to be on feminine energy wounds and how it affects our connection with inner peace, unconditional love that we can experience in our life. Day after tomorrow is going to be about the feeling of safety, specifically in romantic relationships or a connection with the spouse, and feeling of safety with respect to money and attracting abundance. That is going to be day after tomorrow. The most important session of the masterclass is going to be on Thursday, which is the 29th of August. Thursday's session is not going to have any recordings. It's a free session, but it's an exclusive session with limited seats. You will have to register for it separately. Those who attended today and those who attend live and stay till the end tomorrow as well are going to get preference. Those who have attended all the days obviously will get preference for selection for Thursday's session. Because I don't want people who don't understand the subject to come on Thursday. So I really want to know that you have actually done the work if you want to even attend on Thursday. It's a live only session, limited seats, exclusive session. You have to register for it separately. It's a free session Thursday. Okay. But even only if you attend the previous sessions, you will understand, of course, the real meat that comes with working on it. Okay. Now, I think I have explained a good amount of theory to you today. Okay. It's time to experience a process. Okay. So I'm going to do one thing. Just give me a moment. I'm going to share the link to the WhatsApp group. I'm also going to share the emergency access link in case some of you did not copy it down or you did not join the WhatsApp group earlier. You can copy it now. In the meanwhile, I'm going to get you some music and we shall start a process. Oh, by the way, there are some instructions for this process as well before I start it. So if you are right now on alcohol, you just had some alcohol, it's probably not the best time to do it. If you had, if you're epileptic, then it might not be a very good idea to do the process I'm just taking you through. If you're on psychiatric medication, then obviously you have to be in touch with your psychiatrist to know what kind of treatment is okay for you, not okay for you, or at the least reach out to me and speak to me before doing the process. And if you're on recreational drugs, I'm not talking about simple medication when I say psychiatric medication, like for sleep, etc. It's like something that's really advised by the psychiatrist and you're in a different condition, then please don't do this process. Don't do it while driving. And if you're addicted to recreational drugs and you're on a drug right now, then please don't do it. Very simple instructions, but you are responsible for yourself. So I want you to be very safe through this process and take responsibility for yourself as you do it. Okay. Now I'm going to get you some music. Sandeep, can you confirm how is the volume of the music? Is this good? Can be a little louder? Is this okay?
We are good
Sandeep?
now.
Good now. Okay. All right. I want you all to now close your eyes and just relax. Take a deep breath in. Hold to the count of 4. And gently let go. This is an absolutely safe space. To go deep in this journey of healing. I want you to now imagine that you're traveling back in time into your own memories. Breathe and relax. Your past experiences are entering the here and now in your mind's recollections. As you travel back into your own personal history now, it is going to bring great comfort and healing and reassurance to your younger self. Now you can remember a time from your childhood when you needed help, comfort, or love. Whatever needs the most healing may show up. It may be a time when you were deeply hurt, traumatized, or when you were alone and afraid. Really afraid. Or you felt that you had no one to turn to. As the adult of today, travel back to that time, that town, that situation, and calmly, confidently look for that child that was you, the younger version of you back then. And now, as you approach your younger self, slowly pay attention to the details as you go. The house, the room, the building, if you're indoors, the surroundings, the plants, people, the weather, if you're outdoors. Remember, you are yourself in this exercise as the present day adult. You're not becoming the child. You're just observing the child. If you're having trouble seeing the image of your younger self, take your time. Allow the child to reveal itself to you. When it is ready, if there is an adult in the memory who is abusive, critical, or hurting the child in any way, turn your attention to that adult. Now, with no aggression, but just pure power of right and good, approach this adult. Then hold your hand open towards them and say, "Stop." No more. You're wrong. You have to go now. Then, as if a force field of goodness and justice were emanating, move that person away from your younger self and keep moving them out of the scene till they are completely gone. If you're having any difficulty with this, don't worry. You'll get there. Now return to the hurt, the frightened child. It might be afraid of you, frozen or numb, or disconnected. And if it seems disconnected, say to it, "I know you don't trust me yet. That is all right. I'm here. I'm not going to leave you. Anything you feel is okay with me, no matter what anyone else said to you." Be patient, holding your position at a distance that seems comfortable to the child, just like a real child. This younger version of you will warm up to you when it is clear that you're going to be steady and present. Simply revisit this image in your head till you really feel now that the child is ready to connect with you. And when it feels right, take the child in your arms, hold them softly to your chest. Or if it feels better, sit by the child's side, holding both of their hands, looking into their eyes, Once you have made some kind of positive physical connection with the child, say these words directly to the child. It wasn't your fault. You did nothing wrong. You are good. You are just a child doing what children do. I love you exactly you are as you are, and I will never leave you. And as the message gets through, you will feel the relaxation in your own body as you see the child relax. Keep working, feeling your way through the process till a comfortable connection forms. Now take the child to a safe, healing place. This can be a place in your imagination or a real place that actually exists. Anywhere that the child is comfortable. If the memory you've been working with right now involves being touched inappropriately or physical and sexual abuse, you might want to give the child a cleansing bath to clean away any bad or dirty feelings. Just conjure up some fresh, warm, healing water like a waterfall, gently, slowly cleansing the child's body. In all those places that were hurt, spend your time with this child in this healing space, tending to their wounds, hold the child, rock them in your arms, or tenderly caress and nurture this precious, precious child. And when you feel ready, you can bring the child to the present moment. If where you are right now is a safe place, or you can leave it within your healing, soothing energy, wherever it feels comfortable. And if it is ready, when you bring the child to the present moment, feel their small, warm body in your arms, gradually allowing the child's body to merge with yours, as if it were actually moving into your heart. That is, after all, where your inner child lives. This is one of your inner children, one of many. Now together, the two of you look back at the memory where the child was hurt, alone, abused, and notice that the place is empty. The child is no longer stuck there. The child is with you now, in a safe space where they belong. And say to the child, this is your home now. I am so glad you're with me. You come first from now on. I will always make sure that your needs are met before I focus on the needs of others. And as you hold and welcome your inner child into your life, Be aware that you are this child and your adult self at the same time. You're vulnerable, innocent, open, creative, and spontaneous like the child. And you are also responsible, loving, strong, and capable as an adult. Today, you have taken the first step in your journey towards healing your inner children. Slowly and gently, whenever you feel ready, you can bring your awareness back to the room and open your eyes, but do not move. Feel the energy of this healing with your eyes open now. How many of you had a mind blowing experience? Or rather, heartwarming experience? Type me in the chat box if that was you. You absolutely did not expect this, did you? The good news is this is just day one. I will see you tomorrow for session 2 at the same time, the same Zoom link. But before that, I want to tell you something important. The registrations, I will share the form for the registration form for Thursday's session tomorrow, live in the session. Okay. Those who attended today, those who attend tomorrow are going to get reference. And because I'm going to share the form live, and those who have attended on both days and sincerely are doing the work that I'll be giving you, I'll be sharing some self work in the group as well. I'll ensure that even if the seats are full on Thursday, you are able to attend if you've sincerely attended the other days. There are limited seats. There'll be no live stream as well on Thursday. There'll be no recordings. Okay. So ensure you attend tomorrow and the other days and Thursday. Thursday's session is the most important session of the masterclass. It has limited seats. It's an exclusive session, free session. But you have to register for it separately, and I only want those who have sincerely attended. So ensure you attend tomorrow. Register for it in the class tomorrow. I will not open that before now. This is not the form that was shared earlier. For now, I'm sharing the WhatsApp group link once again because there is some information that will be shared in the group only. In case you could not join the group earlier, please join the WhatsApp group immediately. Sandeep, can you share it on the YouTube as well?
Sure.
And I don't think we'll have the YouTube live because sometimes I think it was just slowing us down. Okay. So limited seats, attend in time. See you tomorrow, same Zoom link. For session 2, join the WhatsApp group immediately so as not to miss anything. Attend again with rapt attention. See you all at 9 p.m. tomorrow. Anything else, Sandeep? Same Zoom link for all days, but Thursday is going to be a very exclusive, limited session. Yeah.
We are good to close.
All right. Thank you so much. I've already explained. Some of you are typing questions in the chat feed. Questions on the support number only. Okay, I'll type the support number once again. If you put it in the feed, we won't get it because there are a lot of people there. And I'll just miss the question itself. And by the way, whatever breakthroughs you have had, WhatsApp us on the support number as well, because we also want to hear what is it that you loved about today. I've shared the WhatsApp support number again in the Zoom chat box. Thank you so much. Anything else, Sandeep, or are we good to close?
We're going to close. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much. See you at 9 p.m. tomorrow. All of you, come and be ready for to have your mind completely blown away. Today was just hardly the first step.